Mabuhay! What's up, guys? Parang ang tagal na huli tayo nag-usap pero araw-araw niyo pa rin ako kasama. Araw-araw pa rin sumasa inyo ang DWIZ Life Balance. Ako niyo lingkod, Daryl Justin. And of course, katuwang pa rin natin sa episode na ito, ang Makati Medical Center, the hospital with the heart. Mapapakinggan tayo 882 Metro and Mega Manila sa DWIZ News TV o papanood tayo Digital Free TV sa Metro and Mega Manila po yan. At sa ating news website, maging ang mga replays natin tuwing alas 9 ng gabi sa Aliw Channel 23 nationwide. Ang news website namin na www.dwiz882am.com at huwag kalimutang i-download ang aming DWIZ app sa iOS at Android devices. Naka-live naman tayo streaming sa Facebook page at YouTube channel ng DWIZ 882. Huwag kalimutang mag-like, follow, subscribe, share at i-comment ang inyong mga katanungan at reaksyon sa pag-uusapan natin para sa episode na ito na nararapat o na holiday. Pag-usapan natin ang sinasabi nilang depression during the holidays. At of course, ang bisita natin live in studio pa rin, isang psychiatrist at mood disorder specialist mula sa Makati Medical Center. Nagbabalik si Dr. Charmaine Bernardo. Dr. Charmaine, welcome back again.
Thank you for inviting me.
Dumadalas na ang ating conversation dito sa Life Balance and it's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you, Doc. Simulan na kaagad natin. Doc, kapag sinabi nating depression during the holidays, ano po ba ang ibig sabihin nito?
Maraming ibig sabihin yan. Okay, but I want to, naririnig yan especially Western media and nasasabi, the holiday blues.
Yeah.
Yes, when we say the holiday blues, usually this is a form of depression. Okay, I'm not saying that this is a disorder, but this is the kalungkutan or the depression that a person might feel, during the holidays. It's only temporary. Okay. Pag sinabi natin yan yung usually nalulungkot because of financial stress. The stress during the holidays. Possible, of course, maraming reunions yan together with family and maybe other relatives that they may or may not like and it's stressful for them. Pero ang pinaka-importante dyan is that it's temporary. It exists only during the holidays and it doesn't get worse than that. Hindi ka magkakaroon ng disorder. Hindi ka magkakaroon ng depression na ayaw mo nang lumabas ng bahay, na nakikipag-away ka na or pangit na yung sleep mo. It's just that it's being overwhelmed with what you need to do. You believe that you need to do during the holidays. So that's what we call holiday blues. Iba yan sa tinatawag natin na seasonal affective disorder. Okay. Seasonal affective disorder, it's the season. Okay? So, buong season yan, and this is a thing in Western countries wherein during winter, kasi nga, usually ito yung mga bansa na kulang ng araw, especially if it's the winter, walang sun, usually yan. So, prone sila dyan. So that is what we call a seasonal affective disorder. It only happens during the winter season wherein there is lack of sunlight na hindi mo makikita. So nagkakaroon sila ng major depressive disorder. Yeah.
Kasi it's more of may major weather system sila na umiiral.
Yeah, especially yung nasa north, yung malapit sa Arctic, yung mga Norway, may mga yan right now, I think, ang next sunlight na nila, February na. So it's so even at 2 p.m. the stars are out. Yeah. So they are prone to seasonal affective disorder. So ang gamot diyan, unahan ko na, it's actually light therapy. There's a particular kind of light na sisindihan nila that will simulate na parang may sunlight. Yon. Yeah.
Siguro, Doc, samahan nila ng tugtog na Here Comes the Sun. Pwede
rin.
Para light therapy, kanta is Here Comes the Sun. But anyway, baka naman mamaya, kasi di ba may iba naman na nakakatulong sa kanila ang music to, diba? To recover with things like this.
Yes.
Doc, tama naman yung isang tanong dito kasi sa panahon ng Pasko, most of us, the understanding that we have, pag Pasko, joyful, celebration, happy lang talaga. Bakit po may mga taong nakakaramdam ng lungkot?
Okay, especially, and that is very common with my mood disorder patients. So, in my clinic, I rarely, almost none or at all, hindi ako nagbababa ng gamot. Minsan nagdadagdag pa ako ng gamot, mine-maintain ko yung doses or nag-i-increase ako ng dose. I want my safety net to be as strong as possible. Then after the holiday period is gone, pagdating ng January, babalik ko na yan to my regular programming, babalik ko na yung lahat. Why? Especially with people with mood problems, it's the holidays. So holidays supposed to be happy. It's a happy time, but it's also very stressful. Doon pinaka-mark na mako-compare nila yung sarili nila to others. Bakit sila ang saya-saya? Bakit ako hindi? So dun lumalabas yun. That's why I'm also a toxicologist. So a toxicologist deals with poisons, yung nag-overdose and everything. May dalawa kaming peak ng toxicology. Kaya hindi kami umaalis, nandito kaming lahat. You know, it's actually the holidays kasi ang daming nagpapakamatay or maraming nag-overdose, okay? And actually it's Lent. And Lent, it's not because of God and everything. No, it's because bigayan ng grades during the time.
Oh, parang safe to say graduation season naman sa iba.
Tapos yung mga bagsak na hindi pa nila sinasabi, ayan na, you know, that kind. But during the holidays, it's actually the peak of wanting to attempt, you know, to hurt themselves. Actually, right now, this is personal. So, since November 1, actually, ang aga ngayon, November 1, meron na eh. November 1 up until November 15, you know, medyo nag-break lang ng 2 araw, tapos meron na ulit. Actually, every night, I would have calls, you know, at my other hospital of people attempting to hurt themselves. And hindi ito during office hours. If they would have attempts, this will be 1:00 ng umaga, 2:00 ng umaga. So,
After
it's
hours
like,
na
yes,
halos,
after
oo.
hours talaga. So, since November 1 until November 15, sunod-sunod, dire-diretso. So, it has started. That season also has started.
There's a scientific study kasi kadalasan yung mga ganyang instances, Dok, nangyayari nga siya talaga midnight or after hours.
Yeah,
talaga.
well, we haven't particularly studied it yet. Pero kasi, pag anong araw, tulog lahat eh. So you can do whatever you want to do. Pag may pumasok sa isip mo, especially those that are feeling down and hindi nakakatulog, you know, and maraming gumugulo sa isip nila, then that is the time to do it.
Meron ako, Dok, parang let's prove it eh. Hindi ko lang kung masasagot ninyo to. Totoo
Okay.
nga ba? This just came into my mind while we're having the conversation right now. Totoo nga ba na pag madaling araw, doon malikot ang utak ng isang tao?
Pag may mood problem.
Pag may mood problem.
Yeah. Usually, nakakatulog yan eh. You know, yeah. But again, if it's either a depression or mania, pag tinignan mo yung criteria, pareho dun sa criteria nila is insomnia. I have explained before na when it comes to mania, they don't want to sleep. It has a decreased need for sleep. Ayoko matulog. Matutulog lang ako, okay na 1 to 2 hours. Ganyan yan. Pero for depression, the insomnia there is, Doc, gusto ko makatulog, hindi ako makatulog. That is the main difference. They want to sleep, it's just that they can't sleep. You know, and tatlong klase yan eh. May iba, Doc, hindi ako nakakatulog, mahirap makatulog. Pero once makatulog ako, diretso na hanggang umaga. May iba naman, Doc, wala akong problemang makatulog eh. Ang problema ko, gising ako ng gising sa gitna ng gabi.
Oh,
Yeah.
or
And
more
then-
of the parang naalimpungatan.
Correct, yeah. And then yung pangatlo, Doc, wala akong problemang makatulog, diretso naman ng tulog ko, pero mas maaga ako nagigising sa mga manok. So,
Okay.
so ako yung alarm clock ng mga manok. So those are the 3 types of insomnia with depression. And the most that is the type of the insomnia that is associated with depression the most is actually what we call terminal insomnia, yung nagigising na masyadong maaga. 4:00 pa lang gising na, nakatitig lang sa labas ng bintana, ganon. Tapos hindi na nakakatulog.
Hindi ako pwede categorize na 4:00 gising kasi 4:00 yung trabaho ko eh. Ibang usapan naman yun. Ha? Ibang
Yes.
usapan yun. Kung 4 o'clock ang pasok niyo sa
Yes,
trabaho,
correct,
that's a
correct.
different thing. Kailangan niyo
Yes.
talagang gumising na maaga.
Oo.
Pero importante, matulog din kayo ng
Correct,
maaga.
correct.
Yung isa dito, Doc, nasagutan natin, straight yes or no na lang ito. Mas madalas daw ba talaga na ang kaso ng depression ay tuwing holiday season?
Well, again, if they have mood problems, yes, mas
Okay.
madalas. Yeah.
Ngayon naman, Doc, you being a psychiatrist and a mood disorder specialist, what are the common reasons kung bakit bumabagsak ang mood ng ilan during the holiday season?
Again, it could be a part of the bipolar disorder. It could be part of the major depression that they feel that. Others is they are so stressed out. They're already anticipating. Usually by November, tinatanong ko na sila eh, ano ng plano? Christmas na. So ano ng plano mo? So reunions are very stressful for them. You know,
Exactly.
they would see family members that una kagad daw ang sabi, oh, yan, taba mo ngayon. You know, that kind of thing.
Wala ka pang asawa.
Yeah.
Yan, wala ka pang anak, 30 ka na, patanggal na yung edad mo sa kalendar. Yun,
Correct,
Sinasabi ko siya pero yan ay totoong nangyayari.
Correct. Yeah, and they are so stressed out by that. So another is yun nga, Doc, wala kasi kaming pera, you know, so bahay
One
lang.
major thing din.
Yes, oo. So or wala dito si Mommy, wala si Daddy na destino abroad. hindi buo ang pamilya namin.
Or for the children naman,
yes,
diba?
yes. So those are, so sari-sari Yan. So yun ang nangyayari.
Okay. Ngayon naman, Doc, we are in the digital age. And how do you think social media affects yung mga taong nakakaramdam ng mga loneliness or ng depression during the
Of course,
holiday
it's smart. Lalo na pag nakikita nila yung masasayang pamilya, yun ang nagvi-video and everything. But that's the thing there is a disconnect. Ang gusto ko lang masabi sa atin, sa mga yung nanonood sa TV, not all that you see in social media is true.
Yun na nga.
Okay? So, if they're happy, then they might be happy in front of the camera, but we actually don't know what's going behind. So, please, again, this is so hard, when I cannot say, wag na wag kayo magko-compare sa iba, because you will compare. Ang pakiusap ko lang, if you're reaching that you're starting to compare your life to others, I'd rather that you compare yourself to an earlier version of yourself. Dati, 5 years ago, wala akong ganito, wala akong ganyan. Ngayon, at least nakakaraos na, hindi na ako nag-iisip na nagbabayad ng utang. So I'd rather that you compare yourself to an earlier version of yourself. A younger, maybe a more immature version, rather than compare yourself to others. Kasi, hindi dapat It's like comparing apples and oranges. You don't know actually what's going on with the life of the others. So please refrain from doing that. Rather, look at your past and compare yourself, how you've gone. How much significantly you have gone forward as compared to where you were like 5 or 10 years ago. Yeah.
Doon sa isang naging episode natin, Doc, where we are talking about mood disorder, nagtanong ako doon like warning signs o senyales to look out for kung someone has a mood disorder na. Is it the same, lalo na pag nararamdaman sa holiday season?
Yes, irritability, sometimes blank stares, yung nakatitig lang, na parang kung walang iniisip. Of course, yung biglang umiiyak, yung biglang nagiging bugnutin. Again, any changes in the behavior of your loved one, please, sit down and talk with them regarding that. Pwedeng sabihin nila, look, eto ka na, ganito ka na, eto na nangyayari sa'yo, eto napapansin namin, dati hindi ka ganito. Do you want to talk about it? Pag sinabi nila na, hindi, kaya ko pa, now, we respect that. Why? It's, you are already telling them that, hey, I'm already observing these things about you. Yeah. Okay. But also, in the same way, giving them the respect that they come to you. It's that. But, pag sangsabi ng ganun, then sabihin mo lang, sige, pero nakikita ko na to, once ready ka na, sabihin mo lang nga sa akin. So, it's also telling them that you're there and that you're going to support them and that hindi ka magagalit and free sila na lumapit sa'yo para sabihin lahat.
And sometimes forcing them makes things worse, di ba?
Yes, correct.
Actually, parang feeling ko, hindi nga sometimes most of the time, it makes it worse.
It's for me, forcing, sige, pupunta ako para sa'yo. That kind of thing. O di nagkita. And then, hindi maganda yung nangyari. Masisisi ka pa. Ikaw kasi pinapunta mo pa ako, dapat hindi na
And if something happens na mas worse pa doon, na sana man wag na, burden that you need to carry pa yon na madalas yung iba kinikerry nila for the rest of their lives. So, mas magandang hayaan natin na may kusa. Kasi at the end of the day, lahat naman tayo may kusa.
Correct. Diba? And you're telling them na, hey, napapansin kita, hindi ko lang pinapabayaan, hindi lang ako deadma. I'm already telling you, and I'm here to offer help. Yeah.
Ako, kadalasan, I'm no expert. That's obvious naman. Ang expertise ko is nasa media and communication. But I always tell people na, oh yeah, I've observed you for the past. May time na hindi ko sinasabi. I don't know if it's okay. Ako sinasabi ko na lang. Pagka nagtatanong na yung tao, may times na napapansin kitang ganun, hindi ko na lang siya sinasabi sa'yo dahil baka may pinagdadaanan ka. Pero if you need someone that you could talk to, na gusto mo lang yung makikinig lang sa'yo, it's okay. Kasi minsan yun lang na may hinahanap na makikinig lang. Hindi mo kailangan maging eksperto para makinig.
Hindi mo kailangan na mag-butt in. Ito kasi dapat ang gawin mo. Ito, no. Sometimes, a listening ear is enough.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Di tsaka parang hindi ka naman expert na, sabi mo nga kanina, Doc, iba yung buhay nila from other people. So you wouldn't really know, kahit na sabi mong childhood friends pa kayo, lumaki kayo na halos magkasama, na nakatira na parang yung magulang niya, magulang mo na rin. It doesn't necessarily mean that you know that person's life, di ba?
Correct.
So, at the end of the day, kumbaga, may boundaries pa rin dapat.
Yes.
That you guys have to know.
Yeah.
Ngayon, Doc, we go naman to the physical symptoms that people have to look out for. That's associated.
Any irritability, any changes in sleep patterns, any changes in the appetite. Okay, very important. Either wag lang mag-focus sa hindi kumakain. Either hindi kumakain or kain ng kain. So that's also a thing. Tapos yung parang ang bilis mapagod. Dati pupunta sa grocery, tapos pupunta pa yan sa mall. Pero ngayon, nag-grocery lang ng isang oras, parang pagod na, tapos gusto nang mahiga, gusto nang matulog. Yon, bugnutin. Yon. Ayaw makipag-usap, ayaw lumabas ng kwarto, ayaw makipag-usap sa inyo. Another is, nandun sa dinner table, hindi kumikibo, tapos pag inask mo yung input, or, ikaw, ano masasabi mo tungkol dito? Sasabihin lang sa'yo, ulitin mo nga ulit kasi hindi ko nakuha. So, that kind of thing. Then another is being indecisive, okay? I would have patients like that na tatanungin ko lang, sige, kailan mo gusto mag-follow up? Either Monday or Tuesday. Ang tagal bago sumagot. And then sa huli, ang sasabihin pa sa akin, ikaw, Doc, ano sa tingin mo? Hindi makapag-yes.
Yung tanong mo bumalik din sa'yo.
Yes, indecisiveness. So, those kinds of things. Na dati, hindi naman ganun. Dati, very sharp, nakakapag-compute kahit sa isip lang. Hindi, 9 minus 2, yung makukuha niya lahat. Ngayon, kailangan pa isulat para so, any changes in the usual behavior, please, it's already like a flag waving.
Okay, ngayon naman, Doc, I have one more before we go to our first break. Kapag nararamdaman ng isang tao na parang nalulungkot, nawala ng gana, or parang as in down na down, you can see from the person that person is really not interested to do anything. Lalo na kung Pasko, kasi yun ang expectation ng iba. Is it right for you first to have that expectation na lahat may gana pagdating ng Pasko? And kung wala, what can be done?
Okay, it's like this. Your energy levels, hindi ibig sabihin, pag yun ang energy level mo, yun dapat ang energy level ng lahat.
Yun.
Okay? So, hina-hina lang. If not, I actually, pag ganyan yung patients ko, mood disorder patients, I actually ask them to pace themselves during the holidays. Meron ka bang mga parties na pwede mong skip? Kasi you need your energy. Kasi usually party yan, hanggang puyatan yan eh.
Yeah.
So the sleep will be disturbed, that kind of thing. Tapos, the next day may party ka ulit, baka hindi na ganun energy levels mo, awayin mo pa silang lahat.
Yung ba ginagawang libangan, araw-araw lahat ng party pinuntahan?
Yung ganon. So, I ask them actually to pace themselves. Another thing that I do is ask them, darating ba dito yung mga relatives mo na hindi mo type? Doktor, na dito silang lahat, naiinis nga ako. So I actually tell them, so why don't you go out of the city? Why don't you go to Tagaytay? Why don't you go to Baguio? Doon ka mag-Christmas. Yeah, so for me, it's not selfishness, but rather it's self-care. It is conserving your energy for yourself so that you could take care of yourself. That's how I see it.
And I love that you said, Doc, the word self-care kasi yan ang pag-usapan natin when we go back after the break. Siya sa lahat po na nakikinig sa radyo, ang galing ng segue na, Sa lahat na nakikinig sa radyo, huwag niyong ilipat ang ikangay talapihita, at sa mga nasa TV naman po, ibaba ang remote. Diyan lamang po kayo, news break lang at ilang paalala mula sa ating himpilan. Magbabalik po ang Life Balance. Mabuhay! Nagbabalik po ang DWIZ Life Balance. Kasama niyo pa rin po ako, whether you like it or not. Parang pangalan na segment ko sa weather. Ang ganda na ba, Doc? Whether you like it or not. Kung uulan, wala rin mga kayong choice. Kung araw, wala rin kayong choice. Daryl Justin pa rin po nyo kasama sa isang oras nating kwentuhan bago tayo bumalik kay Doc Charmaine. At bago natin ituloy ang conversation natin, panoorin, pakinggan ang aming life hack for today. May mabilis at scientifically backed na paraan para pakalmahin ang sarili kapag bigla kang naiinis o nagagalit. Ang tawag dito ay yung 90-second anger rest. Kapag naramdaman mong tumataas ang inis, ang unang step ay pangalanan ang nararamdaman mo. Sabihin mo ng malinaw kahit mahina lang, naiinis ako o nagagalit ako ngayon. Kapag pinangalanan mo ang emosyon, nag-a-activate ang rational part ng brain. Mas nababawasan ang emotional hijack at mas napapabilis ang pagbalik ng kontrol. Pagkatapos mong pangalanan ng emosyon, huminga ng dahan-dahan. Sa science, ang intense emotion tulad ng galit ay natural na tumatagal ng mga 90 seconds bago ito humupa. Kung hindi mo ito pinapakain ng negative thoughts, ha? Kaya sa loob ng 1.5 minuto, huwag mag-react, huwag sumagot,
Huwag mag-text, huminga lang at hayaang dumaan ang wave o alon ng emosyon. Pagkalipas ng 1 minuto at kalahati, mapapansin mong mas kalmado ang katawan, mas malinaw ang pag-iisip, at mas kaya mo nang magdesisyon nang hindi nadadala ng galit. At yan ang aming life hack for today.
At yan ang ating life hack for today. We go back to talking about depression during the holidays, Dr. Main. And ngayon, you mentioned before we went into a break, self-care. Bukod sa mga nabanggit nyo, Doc, meron pa bang ibang self-care routines or things na pwedeng gawin ng mga tao para mas maging okay or better yung situation nila during the holiday season?
Okay. Actually, I have a very simple rule. Pero kahit ako, hindi ko na-follow.
Okay. Tingnan ko kung na-follow ko yan. Pakikinggan ko ngayon, Doc. Sige.
In one day, there are 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
So if you divide it by 3, 24 divided by 3 is 8.
Okay.
Okay? So 8 hours sleep, 8 hours work, 8 hours me time or self-care.
Hindi na kagad ako pasok sa category. Wala na kagad.
Exactly. So, pati yung mga pasyente ko, parang, nga, dali. Pero up until now, wala pang nakakagawa. Kahit ako, nahihirapan akong gawin siya. Okay? So, very important is that you allot time for yourself. You know, it's not allotting time for your family. Okay? If you have like a dog, if you have like a passion, if you want to read, if you just want to sleep, you want to listen to music, you want to go to the gym, that is your me time. That is your self-care. Iyo yon. Walang makakagulo nun. So, for my hobbies, whenever it's my hobby time, I actually, silent my phone. So, walang nakaka-istorbo sa akin. And, my secretary and my friends, they know that. So, very important for me is that you create time, okay, for yourself. Now, for example, you're in the office, I am a proponent of creating small pockets of time, in between your work. Like, for example, after an hour, maybe 5-10 minutes, quiet space, nandun ka lang. I have a friend who actually would go, and this is my colleague. For the morning, no emails.
Oh, siya pakinggan.
Yeah. Pero nagagawa niya, pero no emails.
Dagdag ko na, Doc, no group chat.
Yes.
O, diba?
Wala talaga.
Work group chat ang sinasabi ko. Pero kung gusto niyo damay yung mga other group chats ninyo, it's okay
Correct.
din.
Yes. So for her, it's like that. So we know that magre-respond pa yan mamayang hapon. Because for her, she wants to concentrate on what she needs to do. So it's like that. So you have to create pockets of time for yourself. So if that is the case and that is what you want to do, the word no is very important. Because things might pile up on you. They might creep in on you. So you need to say no in order to safeguard your boundaries. Yeah. And thus create your space.
Na ako naman, in my realization, when you said the word no, madalas tayo hirap ibigay ang no. Kasi mahilig tayo please ang lahat.
Correct. Lalo na sa atin, Pinoy culture. Okay? When I was in the States, it was so easy. When I said no, okay, that's fine. Pero dito, yun ang napansin ko when I came back and restarted my practice. Ang no natin is, titingnan ko. Sige, I'll try to see if it's okay.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah. So, that's actually saying no. Without saying no. Okay? So, I don't know why. Again, I understand. Nakakahiya, magsabi ng hindi. Pero, for me, saying no is very important. Yeah.
Ayan na. Okay. Pero hindi ako magdadong sa tanong kasi maraming kailangan matutunan. Anyway, going back, Doc. Meron kasing tanong dito, kung may epekto daw po ba ang pagkain, tulog at ehersisyo sa mood or sa pag-manage ng depression. I'd like to construct it specifically sa pagkain, Doc. Kasi merong kasabihan, I don't know if you've heard this, na you are what you eat. Is it also the same na you are what you eat in terms of your mental health?
Yes. Of course, for me, if it goes to extremes, of course, it has an effect on your mental health kasi it's your weight and everything, your mobility and everything. But I also see it in a different way. I actually see your sleep, the exercise, and food when you take it. Yes, because it builds your routine. Okay? Lalo na when it comes to your meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. So kung kailan ka magbe-breakfast, lunch, dinner. Another is with your sleep. For my patients, whenever I give my medications, I really time it. Kaya I want them to develop a sleep routine. They take meds at a certain time. They're at bed at a certain time. They're asleep at a certain time. They wake up a certain time. It starts And then once they wake up, if they want to go to the gym, that's part of the routine, and then they eat your breakfast. So ganon. So it's a component, it's very valuable that, especially for mood disorder guys, for my peeps, they have to create a routine for themselves. Ifa-follow nila yon eh. So they won't get out of track, they won't get sidelined. Alam nila kung ano dapat nilang gawin.
Doc, you mentioned about na you, as much as possible, gusto mo na meron silang parang schedule.
Yes.
Sabihin natin, parang strict schedule, lalo na pagdating sa sleep. How do you deal with persons na iba yung body clock because of work or other things that they
That's
really
my
need to
point.
do?
Kasi ang nangyayari sa atin, and it's there, I can't do anything about it, ang backbone mo work eh. Then dun mo lang ipapasok yung kung ano man yung dapat mong gawin. I would really like my patients, I'm working with them, na ang backbone nila, yung life nila, yung self-care nila. Then dun mo lang ipapasok yung work. What do I mean? Meron akong mga pasyente, ang meeting alas 11 ng gabi.
Aha.
Alauna ng umaga. No, you should be sleeping at that particular time. So, if your backbone is your routine, alam mo kung anong oras ka dapat matulog, anong oras ka dapat magising. Then, doon yung work mo. Pagising mo ng ganito, then, by 8, nakatapos na ako ng breakfast, then sasagot ako ng emails. Then, mag-work ako. Then, by 12, I need to eat. And then, sige, magtatrabaho ulit ako. By 5, I'm through. Hindi na ako gagalaw ng work. I'm going to go to my gym. So, it's like that. So, I'm trying my best, okay, with my clients na the backbone should be the lifestyle. Rather than right now, work, tapos iikot lang doon. Ay, meron pa akong gagawin, bukas na lang ako mag-gym. That kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. More of the manana habit siguro?
Maybe, yeah. But it's the importance and the priority.
Okay.
It's work. But the priority should be your self-care.
Actually. Tsaka, meron akong kasabihan, Doc, na ginagawa ko sa home radio where I am as a DJ every morning. How I leave them, kasi narinig ko to sa isang anchor in the United States. I always tell them as I end my show to please take care of yourself and each other. Not the other way around. Una talaga yung yourself
Yes.
before each other. Kasi,
Yes.
di ba, paano mo naman aalagaan ang kapwa mo kung hindi
Correct.
mo maaalagaan ang sarili
Yeah.
mo?
You cannot pour from an empty cup.
Exactly, di ba? So, yun yung magandang tandaan. Yourself, then each other. Kasi yun yung pinaka-importanting maalala ninyo na hindi kayo makakapag-offer ng sarili ninyo to other people if sa sarili ninyo, hindi nyo siya magawa.
Correct.
Ngayon naman, Doc, going to other people, doon na pag-usapan na natin about sa family and relatives na things that they do and usually yun yung unang parang nagiging support system ng isang tao pagdating sa mental health nila eh. How can the family help? Baka mamaya may hindi pa aware sa mga, hindi pa ngayon pa lang nakapakinig. How can family and friends or relatives help someone na dumadaan sa depression during the holiday season?
Help, listen, and then bring to a professional. That is the help that they can provide.
Is it easy to say na part of the help, Doc, is try not to ask questions like yung mga nabanggit natin kanina? So, mahirap sabihin kasi sila may ganong mindset.
Correct, yes. And pag volunteer ng pasyente yun, for me, hey, it's fine pag volunteer, okay? But how can you handle those kinds of things?
Yeah.
You're also handling yourself. At saka, yun nga, again, it's boundaries. You need to protect your energy levels. So the best, you refer to a professional and then let the professional handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, let them do their work.
Correct, yes.
Kasi that's what they're trained and they're mandated. Hindi man, that's what they are asked to do talaga.
Yes, correct.
Ayun.
That is what we are trained to do. Yeah.
Ngayon, Doc, speaking of going to a professional, kailan ba dapat lumapit?
When there are already changes in the behavior and then the functionality is already affected.
Is it safe to say, like, is it in an ASAP format or as soon as possible may changes?
Yes. This is the thing, you don't want it to progress. Ayaw natin na may nangyari na, saka mo dadalhin. You know? That's the thing we are proactive, we are preventive. So habang may nakikita mo na nagsisimula na, dalhin mo na so that you can nip it in the bud. So that the professional can nip it in the bud.
Yung iba kasi imbis na preventive, gusto nila damage control na lang kaagad.
Yes, and not only that, syempre there are a lot of, loved ones that are in denial. Again, hindi, moody lang yan. Hindi, mind over matter lang yan. Hindi, dalang nilang yan sa simbahan. Okay na yan. I'm not discounting that.
Yeah.
It will help. But, again, there are already chemical changes that are happening. Bumabagsak na, nakikipag-away na eh.
Aha.
Yeah.
So it's really a different scenario na talagang urgent na yung medical care na
Correct.
kinakailangan.
Yes.
Doc, mamaya meron ako, ipapabitin ko na tong tanong na ito kasi kadalasan nakuha naman siguro din ninyo itong tanong na ito.
Okay.
Kaibahan ng pagpunta sa psychologist, sa psychiatrist, sa counselor, and other professionals about this. Yan ang pag-usapan natin, Doc, when we come back after our break. So, oras na para kayo ay mag-hold off ng konti, hinga-hinga lang po at marami pa tayong pag-uusapan sa pagbabalik ng Life Balance. Mabuhay! We are at our last part, huling bahagi po ng DWIZ Life Balance for this episode. Muli katuwang po natin ang Makati Medical Center, the hospital with a heart. Kasama pa rin natin si Doc Charmaine. We are having a main topic which is depression during the holidays. Ngayon, sabi ko nga, Doc, yung pabitin ko kanina, kadalasan for sure nakukuha ninyo tong tanong na ito, which is I think a general question talaga. Ano ba, Doc, ang pagkakaiba o kaibahan ng pagpunta sa psychiatrist kumpara sa psychologist, sa counselor, sa other mental health professionals?
Okay, yeah. Very important to distinguish or the distinction is between a psychiatrist and the others. Okay, psychiatrist is a doctor of medicine. So tumuloy yan ng medisina, lisensyado siya, doctor siya, nakakapag-prescribe siya ng medications. Not only that, we are the ones, pag nakita ka namin, we would be able to give you a diagnosis. Okay, kung anong meron ka at matitreat ka namin. So that is a psychiatrist. Doktor yan. Okay. When it comes to a psychologist, the psychologist finished either a BS in psychology, AB psychology, a college course, or behavioral science. Usually sila yan. Now, in order right now, they have changes to their own organization. For you to become a psychologist, kailangan mag-test ka rin. Like us, you have to be licensed. Not only that, for you to be licensed, kailangan mag-masters ka. So not enough that you finish your college course, kailangan you do an MA, a master's, and then you would be able to test for your licensure. Okay. The guidance counselor, it's the same. Pwedeng manggaling yan from psychology, but they also have their own licensure as guidance counselor for them to be licensed as a counselor. Kami din, nag-exam din kami, so meron din kaming license. So those are the difference. With a psychologist, they could do the talking sessions, yung sinasabi ko kanina, the psychotherapy. The psychiatrist can also do that. But since I think for me, around October 2021, nung nagbubukasan na lahat, it's like the zombie apocalypse when it comes to patients for psychiatry. So most often than not, for me, I'm not able to do the psychotherapy anymore because the follow-ups are just too far apart. So what I do, I refer to a psychologist and they are the ones that would be able to do the talking sessions. Now, ayaw pumunta ng pasyente sa psychiatrist, gusto muna sa psychologist. Then the psychologist will be armed. They do the testings, and everything. And when they notice that the functioning is already affected, that the patients are not able to concentrate during their talking sessions, then they refer to us para gamutin muna. Then once stable, babalik na sa kanila for talking sessions, and then I will follow up with regards medications. With guidance, the counselors now, I think when it comes to the talking sessions, the type of therapy that they can do, it's very limited as compared to the psychologist. Yeah.
Okay. Ngayon naman, Doc, isa dito sa mga napansin ko, the stigma I think is still there when it comes to saying na we will go to a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
We might sound like a broken record kasi sa ilang episodes that we had we've been telling this. Pero Doc, anong masasabi niya tungkol dito?
The stigma is lessening, but not as fast as I would want to. But I was interviewed before and ito rin ang masasabi ko. When I was starting, again, it will betray my age, okay? I was going into residency for psychiatry. Ang mga referrals ko nanggagaling sa albularyo. Dadaan muna yan sa faith healer sa albularyo. Pag hindi na kaya ng albularyo, saka dadalhin sa psychiatrist. Yung albularyo ang magsasabi na dalhin nyo na po yan sa psychiatrist, yung anak ninyo or yung loved one ninyo. But now it's different. At least my referrals, I haven't had a referral from an albularyo since more than 10 years ago. So for me, I'm very happy about that. At least ngayon nanggagaling na sa psychologist, sa other doctors, nagre-refer na sa amin. So, that's how it has been. The stigma is lessening, but not as fast as I would want to. I would want all, to not be like, bakit di man ako loko-loko bakit niyo ako dadalhin? That the psychiatrist is not only for those that are loko-loko, okay? But we are there in order to help you with any problems, any issues that you might be having.
Ngayon naman, Doc, let's talk about helping people who are already diagnosed with depression, I think. What are the tips that you would give them para ma-prepare nila yung sarili nila pagpapasok na yung holiday season?
Okay. Number 1, of course, please do not go off your meds. Okay? Then number 2, please if you have a follow-up with your psychiatrist, then go and see your psychiatrist. Number 3, if these symptoms are starting, even if you are on medications, and yung napapansin mo, ikaw sa sarili mo, that you have changes, then please schedule already a visit with your psychiatrist so that they can nip it in the bud. Okay. And for me, I think the most important is you have to be very concerned or aware about your energy levels when you are talking to other people. Hindi nakakahiya pag tumanggi ka sa mga parties if it is at the expense of your energy levels. So I'd rather that you pace yourself, umattend ka lang sa parties na kailangan attenan. Hindi ka required to stay for the entire party.
Yeah.
If you're feeling tired, then you go home, and that is okay. You need to conserve your energy levels.
Huwag kayo magpatukso sa raffle na kinakailangan. Doc, di ba? It's one thing, di ba?
Yes.
Sabihin nila, para manalo ng sabihin na,
Kailangan mag-stay.
50,000, mag-i-stay kayo para may 50K.
Yun.
Tapos nabunot kayo. It's okay, guys.
Correct.
It's okay.
Yes. The 50K, kung next day naman nasa ospital ka because you're having negative thoughts.
Di doon din naman pupunta yung 50K mo, di ba?
correct.
Sayang. It's always, gaya nga sabi natin kanina, it's yourself muna among,
Yes.
and then the rest would follow.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
in the interest of time, Doc, konti na lang din yung maitatanong ko, pero going to our myths or common misconceptions that we have, may iba, Doc, na nagsasabi, basta busy ka lang, hindi ka na raw madedepress. Is that a good or effective mindset that people should have?
Actually, that is a very good question. Okay, no. Because especially in men, when they're overworking, OT ng OT, tapos work and everything, that's actually a sign of depression.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So no, it's not being busy. It may distract you from what is the causing the depression, the mood episode at the particular time, but it doesn't solve it.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
Next, Doc, totoo po bang mas madalas ma-depress ang mga babae kaysa sa lalaki?
There are studies that are showing that women get more depressed than men. Okay? Yeah. But the point is, even if that's the case, important thing there is that men are also affected.
Huwag isipin na porkit mas marami sa babae,
Sa babae,
wala sa
hindi na.
lalaki.
Yes.
Yun.
Meron.
Kasi kadalasan yan ang itinatatak sa isip ng ibang tao.
Correct.
Wag po, mahirap naman.
Yeah.
Last two, Doc, sa mga nagsasabing, Pasko naman, dapat masaya daw. The usual connotation that when it's Christmas, you should be happy. Paano natin mas may papaliwanag na hindi ganun kadali yun para sa iyo?
Yeah. Yeah, again, pag Pasko kailangan masaya. Saan nakasulat 'yon? Okay? Yes, it's associated with festivities. Media, I think, and the adverts, that are around would show all that. But you shouldn't force yourself to be happy if you're not feeling happy. Imagine the amount of energy that you're exerting just to force yourself to be happy. Okay? So no, if you don't, then don't. Then you need to schedule, talk to your professional, talk to your psychologist, talk to your psychiatrist about it so that you could get the proper help.
Lastly, Doc, your message, especially the holiday season, is really upon us.
Yeah.
Final message and paalala na lang sa mga viewers and listeners na.
Okay. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Ayun. Ang halag. Oo nga naman. Ba't di natin doon sinimulan, no?
Actually, yeah. The Department of Psychiatry of
Yan.
the Makati Medical Center is open 24/7, even during December 24, 25, December 31, and 1. Okay? We are just there to help you in any regard that we can. Okay? So please visit us, schedule an appointment, and we are here to help you and talk to you about it.
And we also wish for all of us to have a meaningful Christmas.
Correct.
Not necessarily happy. Kung
Yes.
iba naman talaga na may for example, yung mga sinalanta ng bagyo, mga natural disasters, we cannot really easily say that to
Correct.
them.
Yeah.
So I just hope for all of us to have a meaningful and peaceful Christmas.
Yes.
Yun naman ang
Yeah,
hanggang lahat.
peaceful Christmas is very important.
Singit ko na lang, Doc, meron bang dun sa hotline ng Makati Medical Center, pwede naman nilang i-diretso yun papunta sa department ninyo, right?
Yes, oo. Sa information, they just ask for a list of our psychiatrists. Yeah.
Okay, so yun. Babanggitin ko na rin, Doc, ha? Makati Medical Center, ang hotline number po nila is 8888-8999. Ulitin ko para sa mga nasa radyo, yung sa TV, flash natin yan, tsaka sa social media. 8888-8999. Doc, maraming salamat ulit.
Thank you
for another
also.
meaningful and
Yeah.
sabihin ko na rin, happy conversation. We were happy naman din
Yes,
at the end of the day. Kasi, and I hope our listeners and viewers were happy to get new information. Gaya nga na sabi ko kanina kay Doc sa break, ako personally, nakakalimutan ko mo yung ibang mga pinaalala ninyo. At least, meron ako naging parang refresher or renewal ng knowledge every time we have this. Doc Charmaine, maraming salamat.
Thank you so much again for inviting me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and happy 2026. Sana happy nga ang lahat. At maraming salamat ulit sa lahat ng nanood at nakinig sa atin. Natapos na naman ang isang oras ng ating pagsasama-sama upang tulungan ang bawat isa ng hindi pinipilit, ha? Kalmado lang, approach natin para magkaroon ng balanse sa ating buhay. Don't forget, saluhan kami Mondays to Saturdays, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 po yan ng gabi. Mapapanood, mapapakinggan tayo, 882 Metro and Mega Manila, News FM regional stations natin, sa Digital Free TV, sa DWIZ News TV, Aliw Channel 23 at sa social media platforms natin via live streaming. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, sa mga nakatulong at nakaagapay natin sa broadcast na ito. Kay Sir Mark, thank you so much din po, Sir Mark. Merry Christmas, Sir Mark. Happy New Year. Baka naman. De joke lang. Magkita-kita po ulit tayo bukas. Ako pa rin yung kasama everyday, Darryl Justin. At ito ang DWIZ Life Balance. Diyan naman po kayo. Next program, abangan sa DWIZ at Aliw Channel 23.